Peace, y'all. It's your girl, Mala Esoteric, formerly known as Bria Break the Curse. And this is a divine download vlog because it's raw, and also a sacred sermon. These are typically something that I only put on my portal, esotericgod.com. So I'm blessing y'all with a sacred sermon via YouTube, okay? Highly suggest subscribing, joining the tribe on the Gal so you can hear and see more of this type of information, that which I made to save space, continue to put on YouTube, but just on private for specific people who have the link, specific the sacred circle whom invest into information and supporting the Gal. Okay, mother of four, who continues to pour divine insight, foresight, guidance, and knowledge into the cipher, into this sacred circle. If you're here now, thank you for being. Thank you for doing all that you do and being you, shining your light wherever you are. You divine, organic, celestial superstar. Today on this sacred sermon and this cipher, I'll be channeling and talking about why the Black woman and why women are the closest thing to God. A lot of times you hear in the conscious community saying that the Black woman is God. And I want to elaborate and educate people on that. We are all divine extensions of Source, created in his likeness, right? But we are not the. We are of thee. We are not thee. We are of thee. We are extensions of thee, embodying and carbon copies, walking gods in encrypted message, okay? But we can't get confused because we are of thee, thinking that we are thee. We have to tread lightly in the likes of him, okay? But the reason being that the Black woman and women are the closest thing to God, to the fleshly eye, to the understanding of our human mind, and seeing through even our biological make, is because our ancestor, divine and great Eve, who was deceived by the serpent, okay, was cursed. Because you can go to the Old Testament and see the code, that which the serpent said, you won't die if you eat from that tree, okay? The tree of knowledge of good and evil, okay? It wasn't the tree of life that was forbidden. It was the knowledge of good and evil, okay? So being so that, I want to get the shadow off my face. Being that fruit was consumed, okay? Being that fruit was consumed from that specific and cursed tree, that cursed tree that was embodied and had the information of both good and evil. Being that was consumed, because the serpent said, you will not die. You will only see and become like God. You will be able to see like God and know everything that God knows. And we see that desire today, right? We see that desire with people wanting to be and become powerful and almighty. Okay, that desire comes from the ego, right? That desire is what caused us this demise in reality. Okay, because planet Earth is really a punishment planet. I don't want to call it a prison because it's very, very divine and has everything we need. But there is confines to it. There is restrictions to it. Okay. There is, you know, there is a lot that comes to it. We experience things that we didn't have to experience, like pain, okay? Like death, okay? We come from being immortal to having a time, having a ticking clock on us, okay? So this is a punishment planet. Women specifically have, you can see the curse being that we bleed monthly, okay? We endure the labor pain because we decided, we decided that we wanted to become God. We wanted to know what God knows and do what God do and experience these type of things. Well, that's why we must be humble. That's why we must be mindful. That's why we must stay in a child's place. Because all the things that God can do and create and feel and, he can pull himself and make extensions of himself without feeling pain, without bleeding, without enduring these things, right? Because he is all that he is and thee is, right? But because we wanted to see and be, now we experience these things. We experience the pain that one can transmute with ease. Okay? We experience all of these things that the infinite can endure without breaking a sweat, because he is the ultimate, the omega, okay? And then some. Okay? So because we wanted to know, well, now we know. Right? And being so, we have to be obedient. We have to educate people on this and correct people when they say things like, we are God. There's so many people who message me and say they want to worship me, and I redirect them, okay, back to the Lord. I don't want to be worshiped. Don't worship me. Worship Christ. Embody Christ. Consume Christ. Consume life. Okay? Educate yourself. I don't want to be okay? I've already seen and endured enough of the aftermath of trying to be the master, the mastermind, okay? I don't need to be the mastermind. I need to just simply be in alignment on my divine assignment. I don't want to be that, because when you put yourself in that position, you put yourself in a position to be, okay? So many things, right? Not that some of us don't want that work and some of us is not about that life. However, Christ already paid the price. Why would you want to become and put yourself in that position? You see what I'm saying? We've already endured enough. Each person, that played a part in being disobedient and consuming the fruit was cursed. Okay? The men were cursed to have to work and labor hard to be able to survive here. Okay? Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Okay? Until they return back to the dirt. I'm seeing so many things and downloads. The more I'm talking in alignment with the movie Vivarium. Okay, every time I think I understand that movie, I get another. It's similar to how I get breakthroughs and downloads in alignment with The Matrix, the movie The Matrix. But Vivarium has a lot of encrypted code. That movie is very, very twisted and off and things like that, but it's saying a lot. It's saying a lot. So, excuse me. So, men were cursed to have to work very, very hard to survive and just be able to even, be able to provide. Women were cursed with not only the pain of bearing life, being the portal, okay, to bring forth life. You want to be like God and you want to bring forth life? Okay, watch. Okay? So that bleeding every month, then on top of that, having to experience the opposition of our husbands or men not trusting us and not listening to us in the realms of our intuition, because we did that one thing. Our ancestor did that one thing which was against God. Now they innately don't trust our inner knowing and our intuition, that which now at this time, most of the time, is in alignment with the divine, in alignment with God. And now the men question that. They don't trust your intuition. They don't trust your inner knowing. They don't trust your goddess, and God-like knowing, right? So we are cursed with that, because now we're in this punishment planet, and we're in this, realm, and we have to figure out so much and fix so much and surrender. This is truly the planet of surrendering and making the choice and understanding and seeing and bowing down, right? And knowing who is who and what is true, right? And breaking the curse, okay? That's why, the rebirth, Bria, break the curse, okay? Mala Esoteric is still in the spirit and the flesh. Also, it's a holy trinity and duality. However, you got to know Bria break the curse first in order to understand and respect Mala Esoteric. Okay, so we're here, right? And now we done bumped around and found out. Now we're in this reality where we got to play cleanup. Okay. And we got to humble down to really understand and try to get back to the right side of the game, right? Try to fix things. Okay. So now not only do we have these type of curses, right? But we have so many other entities and spirits and things like that we experience on top of that. So not only were we personally persecuted and cursed and placed on this planet, okay, that has restrictions and all these things, but now we have so many other layers that we have to face and fight together. So it's like we have this, it's like a card game. We have this hand that we're dealt with, and we have to figure out strategically how to still make it out of the game and work together with what we have, with what knowledge we have. Well, that's what the whole book and the Bible is for. It's the blueprint, it's the rules, it's the principles, and all these things. And it gives us the divine tools, but we have to do the work to understand and to be equipped and covered, and then some, to be able to make it out. Now, all of this would have been great to understand when I was a young girl, but I had to grow through it, and I had to live through experiences to be able to really, really wake up and see, not only see, but be the translator and the bridge for those who came from out of me. And until you become a mother, you really won't understand all that this is. Like, there's a lot of women who love doing it and moving a certain way because they are free and they feel like they are in their goddess body and goddess, mode and all this stuff. But until you have children, you start moving a different way. Sometimes, even as I had my first few, couple kids, I still was moving in a way that was counterproductive to my mission, right? And we have to move very, very mindfully here, okay? Not only as parents, especially mothers, but we have to be moved very mindfully when there's so many entities and spirits looking and preying on you, right? That's why, I chose to, I had my fun showing my flesh. But I noticed that even though my intention wasn't to show my flesh to lure people in, but to be in my God body, because God knows and loves us in our raw form. That's why we were in the Garden of Eden naked, you know, so we were already, clothes wasn't a thing until the serpent, until we were no longer clean by consuming a thing that embodied darkness, right? If you consume, you are what you eat. If you eat an apple that is of both good and evil, well, then you have corrupted the temple. You have ruined, you have made it filthy. You have filled it with parasites. So you must be purged. You must be, punished and purged. You must be punished and purged. So, I mean, what else do you think will happen? If a clean fruit is next to a spoiled, moldy fruit, well, then it corrupts the entire thing. Now, we are children of God, right? So it's just part of the game, Children are going to be disobedient. They're going to mess around and find out because they want to see and know everything that their parents know and do. And that's why I said when you become a mother, you have to be mindful of all the things you do because your children are watching you and they want to do what you do too. Right? So when I speak to my ladies, do what you do, but be mindful that when you are showing your skin, your daughter's going to want to show their skin too. And we know what type of time we're on, what type of predators are out there. Now, me personally, I'm Panamanian. My culture is a lot different. I was, a lot of things we do, we pee with the bathroom opens. Our bathrooms is outside. A lot of the stuff that people feel is inappropriate here in the States were very organic and bush-like for us. We really lived off the land and we really did things differently, okay? But however, there still are predators out here. And so though our mindset and our culture might be a little different and pure and organic and, more rooted, as you move and navigate in different spaces, you have to be mindful that everyone isn't on that type of time. Their culture is a little bit different. They have been corrupt. They have been compromised and colonized. And so, one second. So, like I was saying, despite your culture and your upbringing, though it might be pure, there's a lot of people who have, predatorial type of energy. So you got to be mindful of that, right? We know that it's a weird time, a wild time, that people are very, very different, very, very off. And so we got to protect our children. We got to protect ourselves as well as women, right? Especially as guardians and gatekeepers of life, right? And so much more. So I had my time of, being free, being wild and free in the realms of effortlessly and organically being me, right? As an artist, I had my time, I'll say that. And now it's like, okay, what's next? Because we are more than that. We're more than flesh, right? And I even experience these type of entities and energies when I'm fully covered, looking rough in the grocery store. I'm talking about when people are thirsty, they're thirsty. You can spot and feel a predator and a vampire no matter what you're wearing. There's people and women whom are fully in a hijab, wrapped up, and they're still attacked in certain parts of the world, okay? So we can go on for days about this. However, until you're a mother, you won't fully understand, and this is deeper than doing it for your daughters, right? Okay, but for your sons too. They want to be able to see and respect you, right? Not saying that showing a little skin, there's nothing wrong with showing a little skin, but we want to be more than that. And we know that because we are all that we are, which is the closest thing to God, that it's easy for people to be possessed in a way, or, you know, hypnotized by our presentation. So we got to be mindful of how we present ourselves and show up. Okay? Because it's easy for people to be caught up in our presentation, and especially our flesh, right? It is alluring, okay? Casually, naturally, organically, it is a beautiful thing, right? But that doesn't give people the right to possess and try to cause harm to our flesh, especially our children. So once you really start seeing and taking off the rose-colored glasses and really understanding what this place and space is and all that it has inside of it, you will be able to move a little bit more strategically and wisely here, and more, you know, sacredly, right? So there's that, right? And so our job is to return back to our, you know, our home. We are in the world, we are not of it, right? We hear that a lot, but it's real life true. So we are in the world, we are not of it. In order to return and to be released back into the infinite, okay, and return back to our immortal selves, there's a divine sacrifice, just infinite daily sacrifices of the flesh we have to do. And there's so much work we have to do. And we got to remember that this place is not our home, okay? And I talk about this. I think I've talked about this in another video. I'm not sure which one. But this is not our home. This is just a temporary, a stopping space, okay? This is a little time out for real. And so one of our jobs while we're here is to correct and break the curse, to correct people, okay, to redirect people, and to be honest and transparent about how we got here, why we're here, and what we need to do to really get out of here. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said, when it comes to thinking and consider ourselves to be God, we have to be very, very careful and cautious of, you know, wanting to be thee. Wanting to be thee is how we got here. And look at this place. Look at this place. So we need to be humble. We need to be mindful. And yes, I just wanted to give that little insight on how we came to be what we are and why we're here, and what to do while we're here to get closer to heaven, okay? To get that second opportunity and chance to return, okay? So half the stuff that we're trying to do is really earthly. It really don't matter. Like all the stuff, you got to sit back and reflect on, like, really, what am I doing? When I am to pass and return back to, you know, compost, right? What did I do to get closer to you while I was here? What did I do to help my survivors that come from me, okay, my extensions, my children, your children? What did I do to help them understand you? What did I do to put them in a better position to return to you? What did I do? What is your purpose, right? And I can help you figure that out, okay, through reflection sessions, consultations, and things like that. But you got to be mindful. You got to really think about, like, what is my purpose here? What is my gift? And what am I doing with my gift to create a divine shift for the greater good of the whole, for God, for and with Christ consciousness? Okay? How am I using these divine tools? Okay? So yeah, I just wanted to drop that divine download to you guys. Let me know if you, have any questions or how this, was received. Okay. You know, I just want to assist people before they decide to even conceive. And if you have conceived, I hope that you receive this divine message to foresee a shift. Be intentional with your divine gifts, especially your children, um, so that they are safe out here, so that you are safe, so you are mindful, and so that you are making God proud. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. The more you know, the more you grow. The more you know, the more you glow. Okay? So, I hope that you all are doing amazingly. I just dropped a new ebook called The Spiritual Housekeeper. And for my women, I definitely, it's a quick and divine and beautiful read. Very insightful and amazing. For those whom have trouble or feeling like they're stuck and stagnant in life, confused, um, unmotivated, just feel like it's always a mess here and there, and you're ready to clean up house, clean up your act, clean up and get closer to God. For those who don't like doing chores within their house, men and women, this is a very good read. Okay, The Spiritual Housekeeper. Tap into esotericguy.com, get you a copy for 11.11, and get closer to heaven. Okay, peace and love. I'll chat with y'all soon.